On my kicker tonight, I think the Senate is in for some protracted, ugly show. The skewed revenue sharing formula is still on the table, and seemingly its drafters want to keep it as it is, skewed against minorities and against so-called sparsely populated counties. That brief episode in the Senate today demonstrated that the senators are pulling further apart, and a deal is nowhere in coming anytime soon. The events in the Senate are, in my view, a rather accurate reflection of Kenya's historical underlying nationhood problems. None of the senators has publicly admitted it, but here is the ugly truth about the revenue sharing problem. It is really about tribes and regions, and way less about counties, let alone country. True to the proverbial new wine in old skins, the Senate of the year 2020 finds itself in exactly the same place as the 1963-1966 Senate, a place of deep ethnic suspicions, mistrust, and regional competition. Today's Senate, just like its 1963-1966 predecessor, is being confronted with the ongoing story of Kenya's nationhood challenge. The Independent Senate was the idea of the opposition Kenya African Democratic Union, KADU, a party that styled itself as a champion of minority rights in the face of the majority KANU party that enjoyed the following of big tribes. KADU wanted the Senate as an upper house to safeguard the autonomy of the regions and representation of minorities in the center. Just the same way the present-day Senate is supposed to protect the interests of the counties. So, on the question of mandate, senators must proceed with the weight of history on their side to have a conversation or even a nasty fight over allocation of national resources. Nothing has changed. Depending on your political spirit or numerical philosophy, it is still KANU versus KADU, majorities versus minorities, and big versus small. The historical contest never stopped. So, the game is on, senators, play on. But the Senate must consider a few basic questions, even as it proceeds to the muddy arena. 1. At what point in Kenya's history will resource allocation be about nation building and not about ethnic competition? And why should it be a formula of winners and losers, us versus them? 2. Why should we as a country even bother with grand ideas like economic integration of the East African Community, EAC, the African Union Economic Bloc, World Trade Organization, WTO, and the likes, when our spirit is so local, so tribal, so trivial? 3. Why do Kenyans and the Senate find themselves in exactly the same spot they were in over 50 years ago today? Back to the contentious revenue sharing formula, this afternoon was the third time senators were failing to make progress on the floor of the House. But something else more worrying is happening in that Senate. The absence of leadership is louder than the ringing of the famous division bell. Between a nervous speaker that adjourned the House without following parliamentary procedures and a Senate majority leader that appeared and sounded unsure of his surroundings, and a visibly calculating majority whip that is barely communicating, this Senate is in for a very long night. Good luck, senators. That is my kicker.